Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining us right here in one more episode of In the Kitchen with Christian
and Aurora.
And today we have a very easy recipe for you. As also it's gonna be very nutritious, very convenient for you. So very refreshing. So we really hope that you like it and your kids enjoy it. Okay, so we decided to go for a cucumber sandwich. So as the name is stating it's very easy. You wanna go over the ingredients, Aurora?
Yes, so for this recipe, there's not much ingredients involved. Of course, we're gonna have our cucumber. For the cucumber, we'll be needing 1/3 cup of cucumber. I don't feel you have to be too specific about the portion because cucumbers, you can put as many as you want.
It has very low calories, so.
Yes, so it's you want to lose weight, this is a good option.
Yeah, feel free to eat it.
Also, we'll be using chives. We'll only be needing 1 tablespoon of the chives. Fresh dill, also just 1 tablespoon. We'll be using, of course, whole wheat bread for the sandwich. As part of the dressing, we'll be using 2 ounces. 2 ounces of the Greek yogurt, and then 1 tablespoon of the cream cheese.
Some pepper, and that's it. If you can see the ingredients here, we have some olives. These are totally optional. Those are gonna be used for decoration at the end. Okay. For utensils, you just need a knife. If you're having your kids helping you, make sure you have a safety knife for them, or just keep an eye on them. Okay. Some spatula just to mix the ingredients. Of course, a cutting table, and some measuring spoons or cups. But I mean, it's very easy, so it's gonna be used to the eye. Okay, so we're gonna cut everything in live since this is super easy. So I think we are ready to start. We're gonna start with the cucumbers. Okay, so you're gonna cut some little slices in circles.
And this is also a part, like if you don't want your child to be using the knife, this is also one way that you can have them involved, just having them involved in peeling the cucumbers.
Yeah, actually I was going to mention, many people like to eat just like it is with a whole peel. Some people don't like it, right? So we decided to go for
halfway,
and then it's gonna look nice. So the way that we're gonna do it is we're gonna cut just one little slice. You're gonna leave one without doing it, and then another one, and just like that. You just keep going.
So for decoration purposes, this is a very attractive way to put it, like on if you're gonna have friends, family over. And you get to keep the nutrients, because the majority of the nutrients of the cucumber is in the peel. All that vitamin K and fiber is going to be in the peel. So you might want to keep some of the peel, maybe not all of it if you don't like it, but you might want to keep some of it.
And the rest is going to be use water.
Couldn't find my peel.
Alright, so use some slices. It depends on how you like it. If you want them thin or a little bit more. Just cut them
So they kind of look like a wheel as you're cutting them. They look really cute,
Yeah.
like a star.
I like my cucumber with the whole peel, especially because of the fibers. Why I do it like that.
Now, as I was mentioning before, like the water content of the cucumber, especially for those breastfeeding moms, cucumbers, out of all the fruits and vegetables, these are the ones that have the most, or one of the ones that have the most water content. The cucumbers and the lettuce. It even has more water than watermelon.
That's interesting.
So even to stay hydrated, again for these hot months or moms who are breastfeeding, that you get really thirsty when you're breastfeeding, this would be a really good option for a snack.
Plus, being hydrated during breastfeeding is gonna help you to for your milk production. So that's why it's very important for you to drink a lot of fluids. And talking about that, Aurora, I think it's very interesting, this recipe, because usually as counselors we used to say drink a lot of water, right? So and keep hydrated, but I believe that sometimes we forget about the water content on certain foods like the cucumber, which can be a very good option for you if you are breastfeeding or if you just want a refreshing snack.
Or for those athletes out there that you're in the sun a lot, you need to stay hydrated, especially days before that tournament or that game that you have. You need to start hydrating your body. So this is a very good way, which you don't really think about it, but hydrating your body.
Even after a workout session, this can be a very good snack for you. Okay. You want me to help you with that?
Sure. Let me cut it in half. Sorry, I'm kind of.
It's okay.
I want it to be very
I know you're
pretty,
very
yeah.
into it. She's a mom, so she likes everything perfect.
It needs to be exactly half a centimeter.
Alright, so after our cucumber, we're gonna start chopping the chives and the dill. Okay, so it's gonna be just a little bit. You just need one tablespoon.
So
One
cute.
tablespoon. And actually, I forgot to mention, for this recipe, we're gonna double the ingredients, since we are going also to prepare two different options of sandwiches. One is gonna be with the bread toasted, and the other one without it. So just follow our recipe, whatever you like the best. If you like your bread toasted, go ahead for it. And if not, just do it like that. And of course, it's more convenient.
Now, this recipe, now that you're mentioning about the bread, you want to choose a bread that is 100% whole wheat. There's a lot of breads that say wheat, and it can be very deceiving because you can feel like you're consuming the healthy one or the one that has the most nutrients. And they may have the nutrients added back, but there's no way to add fiber back to it. So when you're choosing a bread, just make sure it doesn't just say wheat bread, and it needs to say 100%.
100%.
Wheat bread. And you can look at the ingredients. That very first ingredient, if it says enriched or bleached, you want to help me?
Okay.
If it says enriched or bleached, then you want to look for another one because it should say 100%. That first ingredient should say 100%.
Yeah, also for the protein source of this recipe, we're gonna use the Greek yogurt. But also feel free to add something else in case that you're having a high protein diet.
If you want to amplify that protein, you could choose to add some tuna to it, or
Tuna, turkey ham. I was telling Aurora, maybe some boiled eggs. Just boil your eggs. You're gonna put it within the same dressing. You can blend it, and you can use it as your dressing in your bread. We can show you right now. Okay, so we have our chives here. Let's do the dill.
okay, if you're cutting like me, it won't be a quick recipe, that's for sure.
Okay, so for this one, same thing. We're gonna need just one tablespoon.
Okay, let me Now, this is something that I'm not very familiar with, the dill. I don't really include it in my home. So it's going to be an interesting flavor to add to this sandwich.
Which is good. It's good always to try new things.
New flavors.
Yeah, sometimes we just for the appealing. Sometimes we say like, no, I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna pass. But once we try it, we change our minds.
And it's very important to experiment with the flavors on the vegetables, because we're supposed to be eating vegetables, but if you make the vegetables enjoyable, it's more easier to include them in your diet. So
Yeah, of course, of course. Okay, so I think we are ready to start our dressing. So let's start with the Greek yogurt. Which, remember, we're gonna need only how much?
a fourth of a cup, which we mentioned about 2 ounces. So that's what we're using.
It's, yeah, 2 ounces is an equal of quarter of a cup. We're gonna use half since we're gonna double our recipe. Yeah. Okay.
So with the yogurt, you wanna make sure you mix it well
With
the
juice.
liquid that is on top. Has a lot of probiotics, the Greek yogurt. So it's and you need that for your gut, for your normal flora in your gut. So just make sure that you mixed it right.
Which right now is the new thing, since there's a lot of research now saying that the intestines are very responsible of our mood, behavior,
And the way you digest your food as well.
Yeah.
You wanna have that healthy bacteria in your gut.
So there you go. We have one right here.
So that's for one sandwich, and then we'll do another for the second sandwich.
Yes. It's okay if you get messy.
And this is basically going to be our protein source for the recipe. It also has a lot of calcium and potassium, so it's a good way to add that. We're supposed to have about 2 to 3 servings a day of dairy in your diet, or a dairy alternative. So this is could be one of the options.
Yeah, that's good to mention as well. If you are totally following a vegan diet, you can find for some substitutes of the yogurt, right? We're gonna need
tablespoon,
a tablespoon.
yes.
Okay. So one right here. Oh, I need it.
Oh, sorry.
And
Now with
remember,
that
we're
cream
doubling.
cheese, we got the regular cup, but if you want to make it into a lower fat option, they have the fat free or a third less fat. So if you're watching on your calories, you want to make it less calorie dense, your snack, you have options.
And also for this recipe, it's important to mention that we have the cream cheese in a room temperature, so it's easier for you to mix and to spread it in the bread. Okay, so let's do a quick mix right here. Now let's add our pepper. You wanna help me with the pepper, Aurora?
The pepper, we're gonna use just a quarter of a teaspoon. Okay, that'll make a mess here.
And that's all the spices that we're gonna use. Of course, we always say that make it your own. So if you want to add something else, go ahead for it. Right, so do you put half since we're doubling?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I had to adjust to. Okay, I'll make another note. Okay, there
There you
we go.
go. Okay, now
The
one tablespoon of chives, 1 tablespoon of the dill. Since we're doubling, we're gonna use 2 and 2.
Okay.
Maybe we need more.
I think we're gonna need more
Okay.
of
Let me start cutting it.
the deal. Let me see how much I can get from this. It smells very fresh, so maybe interested to see how this is gonna taste.
That's it. Okay, now 1 tablespoon of the chives, and we're doubling. So there you go. And while Aurora is mixing, I'm gonna start toasting my bread. Okay.
Now that you're doing the bread, another thing I wanted to mention about the bread, there's some people that have a wheat allergy. So if you have a wheat allergy, you can still use whole grain. I mean, you can still, there's breads, there's so many different types of grains that you can use for your bread. So just make sure that if you choose a whole grain, not a whole wheat, but a whole grain bread, that it's also 100%. Look for that 100%.
Yeah. And also there are some breads that are high in protein. So as well, once again, if you protein bread.
Or if you want a low carb bread, there's also options out there with low carb, but also make sure that it's 100% whole grain.
Sounds good. So as you can see, we have our dressing right here and ready to go. And the next step is just build your sandwich. Okay. So I'm just waiting for the toast. I don't know if you want to start with yours.
Oh, I guess this is extra.
Is it? We can add more.
No, I think we did.
Yeah?
2
Okay.
tablespoons.
All right.
Okay. So I'm supposed to add well,
yeah, just
half of
just
this, right?
spread it, yeah.
Because this is for 2 servings. So let me see if I get that half right. So
And then it's gonna be in both sides, on both slices of the bread.
okay. I can already smell it, and they say that if you like how it smells, it's like more percentage of the smelling than the taste. So, and then you add however many cucumbers you want. It says the recipe like a third of a cup, but like I mentioned, you could do more. For this recipe, you need to make sure that you cut the cucumber as you're gonna eat it, because if you wait too long, I don't know if you've noticed before, but I mean, when you're making snacks for the kids and you cut up cucumber and then you leave the plate there for the kids to get it, after a few hours, the cucumber gets kind of dry and soggy. So, which is the reason why you need to make it before, I mean, right as you're gonna consume it. So you can keep that crunchiness or the crispiness, I'm sorry.
And then if you're planning to making it already during your day, you can start preparing the dressing, of course. Put it in the fridge so it's ready for you to go once you are going to start making your sandwich. Just the cucumber, cut it right there in the moment.
Okay, so this one also on top, right?
And once we have our sandwich, so the portion is gonna be 1 sandwich, okay? And that's gonna give us about 350 calories in total. 10 grams of protein because of the Greek yogurt and the cream cheese. Remember, if you want to increase a little bit more, we already gave you some options. We're gonna have 25 grams of fat percent and 22 grams of carbohydrates. My bread is ready.
And remember, if you want to decrease the amount of fat, look for those low fat options for on the dairy foods.
Okay. There you go, same process.
That looks really toasted.
It is. Alright, I'm adding my cucumber. There you go. And then a little bit more dressing the other slice of the bread. And we put it just on top. And that's it. The next thing is just to plate it. So let's move a little bit this. And of course, if you want to cut it in half, go ahead and do it. There you go.
Let's see how this looks in the middle.
I like more toasted, I think.
I think I like it not.
All right. Remember, we have some olives here just to decorate. Yeah. And this recipe you can use it as a simple snack, as a meal, or if you're planning a picnic, maybe. It's a very easy recipe. Just if you're having it as meal, you can add something on the side, right?
Yeah, you can just put some vegetables, some salad on the side, some avocados, some cherry tomatoes, just to fill up the plate. You might also want to add more protein to it.
Maybe
to make it so it can last time. If your meal has very little protein, an hour after you're going to be really hungry. So
yeah,
you want to have a good amount of protein in your meal, at least like 20 grams, I would say.
Yeah, the protein and the fiber is gonna help you to feel full more time.
Yes, so the vegetables are really important as well to get filled up.
And that's it. If you enjoy jalapenos, we have some here too. Just to add it to our recipe.
I'm sure the kids are gonna love decorating this with the olives.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all that you have to do. As you see, we spend maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes while we are talking and talking, right?
Yeah,
But it's just like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it if you.
And you ready to try it?
Yes.
Okay.
It smells good, so.
All right, I'm gonna try mine.
Okay, I'm gonna cut mine and try it.
Ready?
Hold on, let me cut it.
Okay, there you go. 1, 2, and 3. The dill gives a very different flavor, very interesting. That is something that I don't use in my kitchen as well, so this is new for me. But I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Very refreshing, very crunchy,
Minty.
minty. I'm pretty sure your kids are gonna love it. So remember, if you like this recipe, you can go to the description of this video. You can find the link of the original recipe. And for the same reason, don't forget to give us like to our page so you can get notifications every time that we make a new video. Also for those moms that are receiving WIC, remember you can just watch these videos, scan the QR code in your clinic, fill out a survey, and you can have your benefits. This can be taken as a class. Okay, and I think that's it for today.
Yes.
All right, no.
Thank you for
I don't know if we
watching.
mentioned we're celebrating August, which is the National Breastfeeding Month.
Yes.
That's why we went over the breastfeeding stuff. So happy breastfeeding month.
Congratulations. If you're
Congratulations.
breastfeeding, congratulations for all of you moms.
All right. Thank you for watching us. See you next time.
Thank you.